What's up, everybody? Today we're diving into the most mind-blowing overloaded vehicles ever caught on camera. I've found 10 examples that push the limits of physics and common sense. From a bicycle carrying a mountain of goods to a bus with a farm on its roof. Each one is crazier than the last. Trust me, your jaw will drop by the end. And the number one spot? It's so wild it broke my brain. Let's jump right in. Number 10 on our list might look like an ordinary bicycle at first glance, but take a closer look, and you'll see it's carrying what seems like an entire apartment's worth of belongings. We're talking everything from boxes and lamps to chairs, and even a potted plant or two, all somehow crammed onto this single brave bike. The boxes are stacked so high above the rider's head, it's a wonder they don't topple over with every bump in the road. Bags and sacks dangle from the handlebars, the seat, and even the pedals. There's barely a single inch of frame left uncovered. And yet, against all odds, every last item is somehow balanced on just two skinny wheels, defying gravity and common sense. The rider? You can barely spot them, just a pair of eyes peeking through a tiny gap in the mountain of cargo, focused and determined. With all that weight piled so high, the center of gravity is practically in orbit, making every turn a heart-stopping adventure. One wrong move, one unexpected pothole, and the whole operation could come crashing down in a spectacular slow-motion disaster. Navigating a busy street like this isn't just about moving from point A to point B. It's a high-stakes balancing act with every pedal stroke requiring laser focus and nerves of steel. Each item is placed with the precision of a master Jenga player, carefully considering weight and balance, hoping nothing shifts out of place. Pedaling this overloaded contraption must feel like competing in a strongman contest. Every push of the pedals is a test of strength and willpower. It's a wild display of ingenuity, resourcefulness, and sheer determination. The rider has to be part engineer, part daredevil, and part magician to pull this off. You can't help but respect the hustle, transforming a simple everyday bike into a full-on cargo hauler capable of moving what most people would need a van for. Sure, it's not the safest way to travel, and every second looks like a disaster waiting to happen, but you have to admit, it's seriously impressive. The tension is real, and the stakes are high, but the determination in the rider's eyes says it all. Nothing's going to stop this journey. Passers-by can't help but stop and stare, some in awe, some in disbelief, and a few probably wondering how on earth this is even possible. And that's just number 10. If you think this is wild, just wait until you see what's next. Number 9 on our list is something you have to see to believe. A truck so completely buried in hay, it's less a vehicle and more a rolling, grassy mountain. Imagine driving down a quiet country road and suddenly spotting what looks like a giant haystack barreling toward you, wheels barely visible beneath the golden mass. It's the kind of sight that makes you do a double take, wondering if you've stumbled into a cartoon. The cab is almost completely swallowed up by the hay. If you squint, you might catch a glimpse of a side mirror or a windshield wiper poking out, but otherwise, it's just a rolling hill of grass and straw. The sheer volume of hay is mind-boggling, stacked so high and wide that the truck's original shape is lost under the load. Loading this much hay isn't a one-person job. It must have taken a whole team working together to pile bale after bale, each one more precariously balanced than the last. You can almost picture the teamwork, the shouts and the laughter as they try to fit just one more bale on top. But spare a thought for the driver. With hay packed up to the roof and spilling over the sides, visibility is basically zero. Every turn of the wheel is a leap of faith, hoping nothing's hiding behind that wall of straw. Maneuvering this beast down a narrow country lane, that's driving on expert mode. Every bump and curve is a new challenge, and the margin for error is razor thin. And let's not forget the risks. With hay packed this tightly, one stray spark could turn the whole thing into a rolling bonfire. The weight alone is enough to make the truck groan, and it's a miracle the frame hasn't snapped in half under the pressure. The suspension and tires are probably begging for mercy, straining under a load they were never meant to carry. Every mile must feel like a marathon for this poor truck. At this point, it's more than just overloading, it's camouflage. The truck blends right into the fields, almost disappearing into the landscape as if it's trying to hide from the laws of physics. The line between truck and hay has vanished. They've merged into a single, unstoppable force of nature, a haystack with headlights and a horn. It's ridiculous, it's dangerous, and honestly, it's totally unforgettable. This is the kind of thing you'll tell your friends about for years, but it also shows just how far people will go to get the job done, no matter how wild the solution might look. The audacity here is off the charts. Hats off to the moving haystack monster. Now let's see what's waiting for us at number 8. Number 8, a tiny scooter carrying a family of 5. Dad's driving, mom's behind, and 3 kids are squeezed in every possible spot. Add bags, luggage, and household items strapped everywhere. It's a human puzzle on 2 wheels. The coordination and balance required are unreal. One wrong move and it's chaos. This isn't just a ride, it's a family moving day. It's risky, but it shows incredible unity and resilience. For many, this is just daily life. It's a powerful image of making do with what you have. Dangerous? Yes. Impressive? Absolutely. Let's keep going. Number 7, a pickup truck stacked with an entire house's worth of furniture. Chairs, tables, a dresser, and a mattress on top, all held together with rope and hope. The whole load leans at a terrifying angle. One sharp turn and it's raining furniture. Whoever stacked this is either a genius or a madman. It's real-life Tetris, with a mattress as the cherry on top. The truck's suspension is probably done for. It's ambition over common sense, and I love it. Not safe, but definitely bold. On to number 6. Number 6, a passenger bus with a full farm on its roof. Goats, sheep, chickens, all riding up top as the bus speeds down the road. It's organized chaos and the animals seem surprisingly chill. Imagine the sounds, the smells, and the risk for everyone below. The drivers juggling traffic, passengers, and a rooftop petting zoo. It's a multi-story community on wheels. Every inch of space is used, no matter how wild. It's a rolling spectacle, bizarre, hilarious, and totally unforgettable, only in places where creativity meets necessity. The rooftop farm bus is a legend. Let's see what's next. Number 5. Number 5, a car so stuffed with balloons you can barely see the car. Hundreds, maybe thousands, pressed against every window. The driver's view? Just a tiny balloon-framed porthole. Getting in is like fighting through a rubber jungle. One pop and it's chaos. Is it a party on wheels or a rolling hazard? Maybe both. The commitment is wild, maximum balloon capacity achieved. It's pure joy and chaos, all in one. You can't help but laugh at the absurdity. For sheer color and craziness, it's a top 5 pick. Let's keep going. Number 4, a motorcycle with a skyscraper of crates stacked on the back. The tower is at least 15 feet tall, dwarfing the rider. The center of gravity is sky high. One breeze could topple it. The rider's balancing skills are next level. The crates look barely secured. Gravity and willpower are holding it together. Every bump is a potential disaster. The core strength needed is unreal. It's mobile architecture, not just transport. Dangerous, impressive, and unforgettable. This is pushing a vehicle to its vertical limit. On to the top 3. Number 3, a minivan transformed into a mobile market. The roof is loaded with crates of produce, bags of grains, and racks of clothes. It's a one-stop shop on wheels. Everything is neatly arranged, ready for business. Why rent a stall when you can drive your store anywhere? The suspension must be suffering, but the hustle is real. It's entrepreneurship on the move. The driver has to handle a top-heavy swaying load. One wrong move, and it's a roadside yard sale. It's more than overloading. It's resourcefulness in action. A rolling monument to making a living. Commerce and chaos, perfectly combined. Let's see number 2. Number 2 takes us to the water, a tiny boat packed with people and cargo. The waterline is dangerously high, one more bag and it's over. People are crammed everywhere, sitting on edges and cargo. No life jackets, just faith and desperation. Every movement threatens disaster. It's a floating miracle it hasn't sunk. The risk is off the charts. This isn't just overloading, it's survival. A sobering reminder of what some endure just to travel. It's the most stressful image on the list. Extreme, dangerous, unforgettable. Now the number 1 spot. Number 1 on our list is a true marvel of overloading. A tiny, humble 3-wheeler transformed into a rolling construction site. At first glance it looks like a toy, but look closer and you'll see it's carrying enough materials to build a small house. This isn't just a vehicle, it's a feat of engineering, determination, and maybe a little bit of madness. The sheer volume of cargo is almost comical, yet somehow, it's all balanced on 3 tiny wheels. Metal pipes stretch out a staggering 30 feet in both directions, turning the vehicle into a moving hazard zone. These pipes jut out so far they could easily take out a street sign, or a small tree, without the driver even noticing. Bags of cement are stacked high, wooden planks are wedged in at impossible angles, and rebar is lashed on with a web of ropes that looks more like a spider's masterpiece than a safety measure. Every inch of space is used, every item somehow secured, defying logic and gravity. The three-wheeler itself is barely visible, almost completely swallowed by its monstrous cargo. It's as if the vehicle is just a tiny engine dragging a mountain down the street, a David carrying a Goliath. The laws of physics seem to bend here. The front wheel barely skims the ground, threatening to lift off at any moment. Every bump in the road is a new test of balance, and yet somehow, the driver keeps it all together. Navigating through busy city streets, the driver becomes a master of improvisation, weaving this land-based torpedo through a maze of cars, pedestrians, and potholes. Every turn is a gamble, every stop a minor miracle. It's a danger to everything nearby. Cars swerve, pedestrians stare in disbelief, and yet the driver presses on. The audacity on display here is truly unmatched, a bold statement in the face of common sense. This is more than just skill, it's a declaration of intent. The driver stands proudly by his creation as if to say, "Look what I can do." It's a rolling monument to human ingenuity, and maybe a little bit of stubbornness. The load towers above the street, a teetering stack of height, weight, and risk. Every extra inch adds to the challenge, and yet, the driver keeps piling it on, pushing the limits of what's possible. Compared to a normal load, this is the final form of overloading, a true evolution in the art of carrying too much. It's the kind of sight that makes you question reality. If there's a will, there's a way, even if that way seems completely insane. Each new item added is a testament to the driver's resolve, a refusal to accept limits. And so, the impossible three-wheeler claims its throne, the undisputed king of overloaded vehicles, reigning supreme over a world where too much is never enough. That's it, 10 vehicles that defy logic and physics. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the craziest overloaded vehicle you've ever seen? Drop your stories in the comments, I'll be reading them all. If you enjoyed this wild ride, hit like and subscribe for more. We're always finding the most unbelievable stuff to share. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.